Hey guys, Dallas again, Chaos Fragrances. Today we're back with another fragrance review. This one is going to be on a fragrance that's been known as a clubbing fragrance. People even call it the ex-boyfriend fragrance. Today we're talking about Viktor Rolf Spicebomb. Before we start the review, guys, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up. It really helps me out, helps me keep creating these videos. Also subscribe, turn on post notifications so you don't miss when I post. And with that, let's go and get right into the review. So when you first spray this stuff on, you get hit with a lot of spices and a lot of cinnamon. And when you first smell this, you'll already know exactly why it's called Spicebomb. I know it's pretty easy to kind of guess what this is going to smell like if you haven't smelled it yet and you're blind buying it. By the name Spicebomb, you assume it's going to be spicy, but when you smell it for the first time, you really know exactly where that name comes from. It really is a spice bomb, especially in the opening. Like I said, you get these very spicy notes, this kind of cinnamon with it. You get this leather and tobacco undertone that kind of gives it some more depth. I do get just a little bit of grapefruit up top as well. There's also the note of paprika, which is pretty unique. I haven't heard that one a lot. It's kind of a peppery vibe as well in the opening. Overall, the opening is really attention grabbing, really spicy, as is the name implies, and it's definitely a masculine smell. So you do hear this fragrance being talked about a lot as a clubbing fragrance, as a party fragrance. But for me, I also like to wear this kind of for close encounters in the fall, in the winter. When I smell this, it just kind of reminds me of being by a campfire, a bonfire in a fall evening, or just being outdoors at some sort of party in the fall, or a haunted house, as I talked about in my previous videos. Even though it is super spicy, it also kind of has this nice warming, sexy vibe to it, where I think it would work great in, like I said, situations like that. Outdoors in the cooler weather, in a close encounter, close environment situation. Now obviously you'll want to keep in mind the number of sprays. You wouldn't want to go too crazy. I recommend just one or two for that type of situation. Typically one on the neck, one right there on your chest on your sweatshirt. Typically good to go for encounters like that with this fragrance. If you are going to be going to any sort of parties, any sort of clubs or whatever, then you could go 3 to 4 or 5, whatever you really want to do, depending on how much attention you want to get. This stuff is very strong. My batch is 38M001. I have no idea. I don't think I've looked this up before. I'm assuming it's newer, 2016, 2017 maybe. I know there is talk of reformulations, how it's weak now, but my bottle, this batch, great performance, lasts all day, no complaints at all. I can't attest to any of the reformulations. Like I said, I haven't looked this up, so definitely if you're curious, look it up. But like I said, I'm assuming it's newer, and I have great performance out of this. As far as versatility goes, it's not the most versatile. It's more suited for cooler weather, fall and winter. You could wear it in the spring on cooler spring days, but I really wouldn't reach for it as much during spring. Definitely not in summer in the heat. It just really wouldn't work too well in the heat. And then like I said, most people consider it only a partying fragrance, only a club fragrance, but like I said, you could include this in your rotation for kind of an intimate close encounter. As long as you're mindful of your sprays, I don't see why you couldn't. So with that being said, it's not the most versatile fragrance, but it is worth having in your collection, I think, because you could really reach for it any day in the winter, any day in the fall, or just any times when you want to grab people's attention. As far as compliments goes, this is a pretty big pretty big compliment getter. I've gotten quite a few compliments from this. They're definitely on the higher side of reactions. I think one thing I'm going to try to start doing in my reviews as far as compliments goes is kind of describe the overall quality of the compliment. People talk about compliments all the time. Oh yeah, it gets a lot of compliments, but there's a difference between saying, oh, you smell nice, and oh, you smell really good, or these over the top reactions. So I think for now on in my reviews, I'm going to try to describe the quality of the compliments, because I personally would rather have a fragrance that gets me less overall compliments, as long as those compliments are higher quality, versus a fragrance that just gets a lot of people saying, oh, you smell good, you smell clean, you smell fresh, things like that. Really don't care about that. I like fragrances that give me the over the top 10 out of 10 kind of creative, kind of unique compliments. That's why Creative Ventus is so popular, as I've talked about. Gets me those types of compliments. Acqua di Gio Profumo gets me those compliments a lot. Even Invictus Aqua did. The quality of compliments with this is very good. Price point on this fragrance is pretty good. I just checked on FragranceNet, and it's at about $65, I think, for a 3 point whatever something 01. This is a weird bottle size. 3.04 ounce bottle is like $65, which isn't bad. I could have sworn when I bought this it was going for like 70 or 80. I don't remember. Could have been, could not have been. So it is. And if you don't like it, the bottle looks cool. I mean, it'll look cool sitting on your shelf. It'll be a good conversation starter. If you have a girl over, she sees this on your shelf, she's gonna be like, what's that? Next thing you know, you're in. Isn't that how it works? Hope so. That pretty much sums up my thoughts on this fragrance, guys. I did kind of mention ex-boyfriend fragrance earlier, which is something to be aware of. I know like this, Versace Eros, these types of fragrances in that kind of genre can be labeled as ex-boyfriend fragrances. I've never gotten that comment. Alright guys, that's gonna do it for this video. Again, please hit that like button, really helps out with the engagement. Also subscribe, turn on post notifications, share the video, sharing really helps me out. And then also leave a comment down below telling me what you think of this fragrance. Also, if you guys have any experience with Spicebomb Extreme, let me know. I have not gotten a chance to smell that, but I've heard it's even better than the original Spicebomb. So if you have tried it, definitely let me know in the comments. I'll try to get my hands on a bottle or a sample to review as well. As always guys, a link to buy this will be down in the description. Buying through that helps support me, so definitely consider that. Alright guys, I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.